So here we are. I was able to go to disconnection. I took this with me so I'd have the base model and the like to look from. And what I did was I looked through the stack of 360s that's hanging out on the corner of the entrance. And I looked through for ones that were missing HDMI ports, since they're obviously going to be the earliest models of 360. And I picked one that was dated January 2006. It was about the earliest one I could find without digging deep in the stack. There were 3 of them I picked from. So I went on, opened it up, and what do I see? An identical drive. I was very, very happy, needless to say. See October 2005 on this one. DVD-ROM drive, model GDR3120L. Dated January 2006. DVD-ROM drive, model GDR3120L. Even got the same ROM version. 0047DJ. 0047DJ. So this one from an old Xbox 360 arcade bundle is perfect. It's the exact same drive. Opened it up. Everything is perfect. So I went on, hooked it up, and powered this thing on. I also got a power supply for this one, so now I have 2. Woohoo. Went on and stuck a DVD in just to test it. Works like a dream. So it works. Now if I just stick this in itself, again, because it's locked to the firmware in here is locked to a code on here. Simplest way to put it. You can't play games with this. But that's why I went for the identical one. This is the board from the original one. All I have to do is replace it. They're the exact same unit, so there should be no issues in it working. It's a couple of ribbon cables that have to be attached. Some are kind of annoying, but it's nothing impossible. So I'm going to open this puppy up, and we're going to do it. So here we go with the replacement unit. And it's just a matter of undoing all these little ribbon cables. Not too many of them, but they're scattered around. And also popping the unit out. That's the tricky part. Because you kind of got to bend some stuff, move a few things, but it comes out easy enough. And you see there's more cables in here. Like this one that's on the optical drive itself, you've got to kind of, as I bump the tripod, very gently pull it out. This isn't too bad though. I could actually just cut these if I really wanted to, because I'm not going to use this board. This is the board that's tied to the old Xbox I salvaged it from. That one was a Red Ring of Death, so yeah. So there's our old, well, our new board that's not going to be used can go over here and rot in the gutter for all I care. Here's our good one that came from this machine. And that's just a matter of reattaching it, which is going to be a little more intricate than it's worth filming. You basically do the reverse of what I did to take this one out. I know that sounds silly, but that's honestly how it is. We'll be back after I get it installed. And that is how we do that. Hook everything up, watch it go crazy out of focus on the camera. It's a really, really good looking drive, all things considered. And it's kind of cool. If a unit has red ringed, ironically, that's probably the best one to get parts from if it's just the standard Red Ring of Death, not the E74s or what have you. But just a typical overheating case, because it's really irreparable, so the unit can be bought dirt cheap, and as long as it's the right age range and has the right parts, you can replace it. So thankfully, with the sheer quantity of damaged Xbox 360s out there, parts are pretty easy to get a hold of, as long as you're in a lucky situation like me for it to not be a serious issue with like this board. So, hey, that's something. Now to install it and give it a test run. Got the drive hooked up, going to attach the power. It's got to have that power, right? And then I'll just use the screwdriver to press the power button. Go on and hit the eject button to make sure that it does open and close at all. Might be good to test. Oh yeah, it opens. In fact, it bumps into the tripod, it opens so much. Excellent. Break out the controller and send an open tray command. That opens as well. It's not the most quiet drive, but it works. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick in this DVD for some film called Dark Remains. This was actually a donated DVD when a dude went to Disconnection and didn't, they wouldn't take it. So he was like, here, I'm just going to throw it away. If you guys want it, sure. And I just took all the stuff that Disconnection wouldn't take. So, hooray. So this has always been my throw it in and see if the drive eats discs or not disc. Toss it in. It's reading. You hear it sounding normal, no horrible grinding. And the disc is running just fine. So I'm going to go on and press eject. You can hear it slow down. And there it goes. Nice. Now comes the real test. Throwing in an Xbox 360 game. This should be fun. And of course, we're going to go with the Sacrificial Lamb game of Duke Nukem Forever. Once again, I do actually enjoy this game, and I really don't want to damage this disc, but I know if it does get damaged, I can get another copy of the game for dirt cheap. It has been scratched up some from the other drive as I was doing more testing. Let's go on and put it in and see how it wants to work. Sweet. This baby is working. Now for the ultimate test, let's eject the disc while it's running. Slow down. It makes that weird buzzing it does, but hot damn, this baby works. I'm going to go on and hook the hard drive back up, put this all back together, and I'm going to have a working Xbox 360, launch era Pro unit, because I got the 20 gig hard drive floating around somewhere. I've got the faceplate. I'm going to put the, Xbox 360 silver faceplate on here, replace it from the arcade bundle model. Put the actual, unit faceplate back on, and there we go. I just wish this door wasn't broken, but if I go buy another faceplate, it'll have a proper door. So, it's all good. I said it before, I'll say it again, it makes me feel really good knowing that I salvaged this unit from just being another piece of trash. That this is one of those rare launch era Xbox 360s that, thanks to salvaging out this part, still works. Alright, we got her reassembled. Now the only thing is, this drive came from an Xbox arcade unit. So I'm kind of wondering, do I want to keep the arcade unit bezel? Do I want to change out to the glossy one again? What do I want to do? I think for right now I'm going to leave it as the matte one, because I actually kind of like the way that looks since it's so irregular. It's got the glossy button. I can't remember if the glossy button was on the arcade bundle or if it was the matte finish. I think it was the matte finish. I don't know. This is a time period where I cared nothing for the 360. But yeah, so everything's good. Got the grills attached. Grills have been popped off so much they're a little broken in some spots, but you can't really tell. This one's missing most of the feet, of course, but and then again, I could always get another grill from Disconnection. Actually, let me look. Does this one have its feet? This one does have its feet. I could just pop that one out and put this one in. I don't know. It's missing two of these things. I don't know. It doesn't matter. This thing's been beat up to hell and back. It's just amazing it still works. So yeah, probably going to go on and hook this up and do a little bit of a test play of a game. Hook it up to the internet and get a hold of my profile for whatever game I feel like. And we'll see how it does under a long-term stress test. This should be pretty awesome. So because there's not really any better choice for me to test with, I've got Dead or Alive 5 running on a computer battle so that I can stress test the 360, both the drive and the unit itself. Because I know it generally works alright, but I'm not 100% on if it will want to last in the long run. And if it's going to red ring on me, might as well do it sooner than later. If something's going to show up wrong, I need to go on and test it. I'm not going to do it for too long here on the carpet because I know that's, needs some vent holes down here, get some airflow in. But hey, test it for 10-20 minutes, monitor it. Once the fans ramp up too much, I'll turn it off and let that be that. So we'll see how it goes. After about 10-15 minutes, the fans ramped up. Unit's still pretty cool to the touch, nothing super hot. But they're pushing that heat out, so I decided to end the test. It seems like it's in alright shape. So yeah, the unit works pretty well. I mean, for what it is, 20 gig hard drive, original Xbox 360, got the analog video out only, but it's a trooper. It survived quite a bit of poor treatment, being tossed around, being in storage for a while, I'm sure. Kind of hate that I only got the one controller for 360, so I've got to hot swap around between my HD TV and this one. But it's nice to know that if I get more controllers or just feel like playing a game on an old CRT, there you go. Like I said, I don't quite see where I would use this unit too often, but at the same rate, there's no reason for me to have just trashed it. It was definitely worth salvaging, worth rebuilding, and it was a nice little experiment in seeing how to solve a crazy problem with electronics. I always enjoy messing around with this stuff. So I decided I'd go on and just put the unit right here inside of this little side shelf where the 7800 and the Genesis hang out, and I usually store stuff down there. It's a little messy, of course. It'll do pretty good right there. It's a nice distance away from the TV. Transferred all of the game saves from my main Xbox to the cloud saves folder, so they've all synced up with this 360 and with my Xbox One, so no matter whatever games I play, whenever they become back compatible on the Xbox One, there you go. So that's about that. If I ever want to play 360 on this TV, don't see why I would, but if I ever want to, there we go. And I've always got a backup just in case, because why not? You never know what could happen with these things, and it's always nice to have options with your systems. Whatever case, thanks for watching. Catch everyone next time.